Hi, this is Alex from myphotocentral.com, and this is a review of GoPro Hero 4 Session. This little thing is now 50% smaller and 33% lighter than the original Hero 4. It's also fully water sealed, so you don't need any additional enclosure. It now has two buttons, one main button to start recording and time-lapse, and one button on the back to control Wi-Fi settings and display settings. Speaking of display, it has a tiny little display now. But the good thing about it is it's LED, so you can clearly see it even in bright daylight such as this one. But since it's so tiny, it only displays all the essential settings that's currently being used. It also has an enclosed door, which encloses the micro USB to transfer files and charge this unit, and the slot for micro SD card, which is tilted at 45-degree angle. This might be a little disconcerting at first because it seems like this thing is broken, but in reality it's just that's the way it's designed. Speaking of charging, this thing has a enclosed battery. You can't change it. So once you finish with this charge, you have to stop recording and recharge the unit. Well, of course, you can plug in an additional battery if you have one, but other than that, you can't replace a battery. This thing actually holds pretty good charge compared to the previous models. In my testing, shooting 1080p at 60 frames per second, the battery lasted about 1 hour 45 minutes. If you start shooting at 1440p 30 frames per second with the Wi-Fi continuously running, the battery will last about 1 hour 39 minutes, which is not bad. But once you're done, you have to charge this unit. Resolution capture is not all that impressive. It shoots 1440p at 30 frames per second, that's its max. It also does 1080p at 60 frames per second and 30 frames per second, and 720p at 100 frames per second. To start recording, all you have to do is press the record button. You no longer need to turn the unit on and off. It does it by itself and thus conserves battery. But when you turn it on, it takes a little while. It takes about 4 seconds to start recording, which can be a deal breaker for some people who are looking for fast action. Since there are only two buttons on Hero 4 Session, the rest of the settings are controlled by an app that you can preload on your phone or digital tablet. You can also control some of the settings via Bluetooth remote that's sold separately. If you're taking extended videos with this unit, keep in mind that the front portion of this unit, which is metallic here, gets very hot. It gets so hot that you might even burn yourself, so be careful. The rest of the unit is covered in rubber, so you can safely hold it without any problems. Also keep in mind that this thing cuts videos into 12-minute clips. The cube design can be a blessing and a curse. The blessing is that when paired with this casing, it can be mounted on a helmet or a vehicle sideways. But the curse is that I can see a lot of portrait images in the future, where people make a mistake and not realizing they're filming this way. Since Hero 4 Session is priced the same as the Hero 4 Silver Edition at $399, we can easily compare the two. And I would have to say that the dynamic range and the sharpness is not quite as good on the Session as it is on the Silver Edition. So in this case, it's definitely size versus quality. To sum up my thoughts, I would have to say that in terms of design and size, this is a big step forward. But in terms of quality, it is a step backwards. And since it's currently priced at $399, I think the value is just not there. It's a little bit overpriced. Only if you're looking for a very small unit that can capture 1080p footage should you be looking at this unit. Otherwise, I would wait for the next version.